Yo, what's good? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're at in the world. It's your boy Tyrus Bain, aka The Definition, aka Snapzilla Gorilla. Welcome to Freedom's March, y'all. So I wanted to get in something real quick. Shout out to Champside for addressing this on Ryan Garcia's Twitter space. And I wanted to address it myself because, you know, it needs to be addressed because this black on black crime narrative needs a little bit of perspective. It needs a little bit of context, right? It needs a little bit of context. So one thing Champside brought up was the idea of proximity in regards to who commits crimes against whom, right? So basically he said, if you live in an area where there's crime, where you're a victim of crime, you're going to be a victim of crime based on who lives there. So if you live in a predominantly black area and it's impoverished and that poverty drives crime, right? And that crime is going to be committed by one black person to another, most likely. And likewise, if you are in a predominantly Hispanic neighborhood or a predominantly white neighborhood or a predominantly Asian neighborhood, you're going to be a victim of crime by those who live in that area. So if you live in an impoverished neighborhood and it's, you know, there's a lot of white people there or a lot of black people, and you just happen to be white and you get robbed, you are likely going to get robbed by a white person. It just is a socioeconomic issue. Crime is a socioeconomic issue. What crime is, the most common crimes from by one person to another has to do with socioeconomic issues. Then you have the crimes of passion, which is universal. It's not just about black on black, white on white. You know, crimes of passion, like say a man caught his wife cheating and he can't take it. He's a sucker. He can't move on, so he kills his wife. That has nothing to do with where you live. That has nothing to do with proximity. That has something to do with, you know, that's that's a domestic issue. So that's confined household, right? So when you break down the types of crimes you're talking about, you have to be specific and there has to be context, right? Let's look at serial killers. Serial killers kill a lot of people. A lot of people disappear in regards to serial killers. So they might never be found. So there are a lot of variables in regards to crime and who commits the most serial killings. White people, white men specifically. White men commit the most serial killings. These are random killings. Based on what? It has nothing to do with socioeconomic issues, has nothing to do with proximity. It has something to do with ritualistic behavior. So white people, white men are more likely to commit ritualistic killings that have nothing to do with poverty, that has nothing to do with proximity. Let's get into another set of crimes. War crimes. War crimes are committed mostly by white men. Let's understand that. So when you talk about crimes and whether it's white on white, black on black, black on white, white on black, Asian on black, black on Asian, white people commit the most crimes against other groups of people and their own people universally. This is an example of that is what's going on in Ukraine. Y'all don't want to talk about that, right? Everybody wants to put Vladimir Putin down for invading Ukraine and doing all this, that, and the third. Well, did he have a right to go into Ukraine and start trying to take over? Did he have a right to do that? No, he did not. So he committed what is known as war crimes. So they have said Vladimir Putin has committed war crimes against other white people. No one wants to talk about Russia killing a bunch of white people in Ukraine. Don't want to talk about that. Don't want to talk about a bunch of white people from Ukraine killing a bunch of white Russians. So, if you want to go there, white people commit the most crimes across the board, point blank and period. They commit the most white collar crimes. They commit the most fraud. They commit the most war crimes. Right? How many times has your white president bombed people in other nations without an act of Congress? What was it? What was it? How many black people? Obama did it, right? Obama, he ordered a lot of bombings. But that's just one guy, one president. Every other president that has used shit. God damn it. All right, let me get over.
Speed check.